Hello, everybody. This is Stephen Birch with the beautiful backpacking guitar. And if you want to find out more about the backpacking guitar, just find my website down there, birchmusic.com. Click on that. Look down there. It says birchmusic.com. Click on that. And then when you go to birchmusic.com, click on the backpacking guitar button. And that will take you to the backpacking guitar page where you can learn all the stuff you want to know about the backpacking guitar, as well as a whole bunch of other songs. Okay, so today we're going to learn how to play the song Nothing Else Matters by Metallica. Now, the first question that might come up is, can you really play Metallica? Like on a 4-string acoustic backpacking guitar? And the answer is, yeah, we can do that. So here we go. We're going to get started now. The song Nothing Else Matters. It's a beautiful song and very, very well written. Now, the nice thing about this song is that I'm going to show you, while we learn this song, I'm going to show you how to play an inverted major chord rather than the standard major chord that we talked about. So a little review here. If you've seen some of the other backpacking guitar videos, you know that the backpacking guitar is tuned in an open chord. And to play every major chord, you just use one finger. You know that already if you've seen the other videos. And to play a minor chord, you use your first finger and then 3 frets up from wherever your first finger is, 3 frets up with your pinky on strings number 1 and 2. And that's the minor chord. Okay, so also on the backpacking guitar page on my website, there's a place that you can download a little chord chart. It'll show you how to do this. Okay, so the first chord is E minor. And then the next chord is D. And D, E minor, let's go back to E minor for a second. That's the 4th fret in the minor configuration. And then D is 2nd fret on the with just one finger. And then C is the next chord, and that's open. So we have E minor, and then D, and then C. Now, another thing I'm going to show you here is that instead of just strumming, you can do, well, look up here, and I'll show you here with the fingers here. So you can pluck each string individually with finger 1 on the bottom string, with your thumb on the bottom string, and then first finger on the next string, second finger on string number 2, and then with your third finger, your ring finger, you can play the top string. So you can play like this. Instead of just strumming, you can do it and that's kind of how they sound on the Metallica recording. Okay, so let's get started here with this verse. So close is that the E minor chord, so close, and then on the word how, no matter how, go down to the D chord, and then far, go down to C. So close, no matter how far. The second phrase is couldn't be much more from the heart. E minor, couldn't be much more from the heart. Forever trusting who we are. Okay, good. Those 3 phrases are the same chord progression, E minor, D, and C. And then we come to the last phrase of the verse, and that is, and nothing else matters. And for that, we're going to play the G chord, 7th fret, and then the B chord is the 11th fret. But if you don't want to go up to the 11th fret, this is where I'm going to show you something new. So nothing else matters. Now, we're going to play an inverted chord for the B chord. And what does that mean? That means that the bottom note is not going to be on what we call the root of the chord. Now, I don't want to get too much into the weeds here, but that's just another way. An inverted chord is another way to play a chord. So here's the G chord, 7th fret, and then we're going to go down to the 6th fret, and first finger on the 6th fret, which would of course be, normally that would be the chord F sharp or G flat, but then we're going to turn that into the B chord by putting your second finger 1 fret up on the first string from wherever your first finger is. and then your third finger is going to go 2 frets up on the third string, and that now is going to be the B chord. So it's the same notes, it's just in a different configuration than this chord up here, but it's still the B chord because it has the same note. So you're going to go, if you want to, and nothing else, the B chord there, and matters, down to the E minor chord. So let's do that. And nothing else matters. Let's do it again. Okay, now it takes a little bit of practice to do it that way, and if you don't want to do it, then just go up to the 11th fret for the B chord, and then down to the 4th fret for E minor. Okay, now the second verse is of course the same chord progression, E minor, and so the words, never opened up myself this way. Life is ours, we live it our way. All these words I don't just say, and nothing else matters. Okay, and then there's another verse, the third verse, trust I need, I find in you, and it's the same. You can look up the words on online on one of the lyric lyric websites. All right, then we come to the chorus. Never cared for what they do. Okay, now we're going to go D, which is the 2nd fret. Never cared for what they do, to the C chord, and then to the A chord. But here again, if you want to do an inverted chord, you can go to the 4th fret, and the 4th fret is normally the E chord or the E minor, but if you want to make it the A chord, you can do that little inversion thing. So let's talk about that again, okay? So the 4th fret, 1st finger, and then 2nd finger, 1 fret up from the 4th fret. And then 3rd finger, and that's on the 1st string, by the way. And then the 3rd finger is going to be 2 frets up on the 3rd string, and that is the A chord also. So if you want to do the A chord here instead of here, you can do that. You can do that. And there are reasons why you want to use sometimes an inverted chord, because you don't want to be moving around up and down on the neck of the guitar too much. Maybe you'd rather stay kind of in one position. Also, as you get higher, the tone changes a little bit. So you might prefer playing with chords in these other configurations, in the inverted configuration, if it sounds better. Now, if that's too complicated, don't worry about it. Just go with the standard 1 finger chord, because after all, that's kind of the way it's made. Okay, so with the song, never cared for what they do, and then we're going to go to the A chord, and then D again. D, 2nd finger, 2nd fret. Never cared for what they know. C major, the word know, and then A again in that inverted position. And then D, but I know, and then to the E minor chord. Okay, now that's pretty much the song. There are actually 5 verses to the song, but those verses are repeated verses of other verses. So it's a really, really nice song. It's beautiful. And then you come to the chorus. The 2nd time or the 3rd time they sing that chorus, they add another couple of phrases to it. So let's do the last time they do the chorus so that we can get that together. Okay, so it starts off D, never cared for what they say, and then the word say is C, and then the A chord, and then D again, never cared the games they never cared for games. D, never cared for games they play, and games they play is games they play, and then the A chord again, All right? And then they say, never cared for what they do. Same chord progression for each phrase. And then, never cared for what they know. And then D, and I know. All right. Well, that's a beautiful song. I hope you have a nice time playing Nothing Else Matters by Metallica, and I hope you have a nice time out on the trail with your backpack and guitar. This is Stephen Birch, and I'll see you next time.